and welcome back to another YouTube video. Today we're taking a look at another film review, and this film is on Netflix. It's called Evil Dead Rise. I did watch this at home with my girlfriend, and I did hear good things about it from my good friend Joe. No, not Joe Mama, but Joe. And we watched this on Netflix when we were bored looking for a movie. It was Halloween, so we were looking for a little bit of a horror fix. As you do during spooky month, spooky season. Spooky month, sans it's spooky month. So we were looking for something to watch, looking for something to do, and we stumbled across Evil Dead Rise. We haven't seen the rest of the Evil Dead franchise. This is the first time we've seen Evil Dead as a whole, so it's our first experience of it. I do know Evil Dead has found its way into Fortnite with a Fortnite collaboration with a skin in Fortnite Mez 2022, and without further ado, let's get into Evil Dead Rise and the movie that was. So, a reunion between two estranged sisters gets cut short by rise of flesh-possessing demons, thrusting them into a primal battle for survival as face-to-face with the most nightmarish version of family imaginable. Sorry, I do struggle with reading, so let's do my version of the story. So basically, we have a roadie, someone on the road for a rock band, who's pregnant. She goes to see her sister for a little bit of help, a little bit of advice. Her sister has 3 sisters, so you think she'll have some sort of advice. They live in a crappy apartment building, and with the sisters' reunion and the sisters reuniting, they tell the kids to go buy pizza. So the kids go buy pizza, the sisters have an argument, have a little bit of a falling out, and an earthquake happens. The floor breaks open, the kids go investigate, find a book, take it upstairs, listen to the vinyls, and listen to the book. Yeah, that went well for them, didn't it? Because the mother then left, and the exact picture that happened in the book happened to their mother, and she got killed and possessed in the elevator. She then got out, came into the apartment, and started beating herself and eating a lot of eggs and burning her hand on the stove. This sent the other 3 children, well, the other 2 children, no, the 3 children and the sister, into absolute chaos and manic and panic, trying to help the sister and put her in a bath, trying to heal her, get her all nice and clean, and then more shit happens. She then breaks out, she actually bites the older sister before they manage to kick her out and lock her outside, where she tears up the neighbours in half, rips their limbs off, all sorts. So now they're stuck inside with the big sister. The older brother then takes them to the book, takes the other sister, the auntie, to the book, and shows her. This is when the sister goes AWOL, starts eating and chowing down on glass, because that is a fucking lovely snack, if I do say so myself. I love chowing down on glass. It is just, voila, so good. The little sister, the little baby, decides to open the door to the mother when she gets chokeholded, and then they have the fight between being inside the building with the older sister or being outside the building with the mother. Well, the older sister gets her head on a spike by the older brother, and then she comes back to life and bites the older brother, turning the older brother. The auntie and the little baby decide to make a break for it, and when they get into the corridor, they realise the stairs are gone and the lift doesn't work. They get the lift working when the mother, the older brother, the sister, and everyone else around are in the hallway. She gets a shotgun and decides to blow all their brains out, and then they combine into this amalgamous mess of multiple people, chasing them into the elevator. The elevator fills with blood as it's going down, because why wouldn't it? It's a very classic horror stereotype. They then flood out into the garage, and, well, they make a break for the exit. The exit's locked, the car gets stuck in a pothole, and only the aunt gets out. The baby gets taken, and instead of leaving the baby, classic, she has to be the hero, goes back and rescues the baby by pushing the monster, or the amalgamation of their family, into a wood chip, killing them forever. They then leave and go live out their rest of the days. Early next morning, some pop teenager decides to go and get her car. Instead of just leaving like a normal teenager would, she goes to investigate what all the blood is. She sees it and gets possessed. She then takes it to the campsite, and that is where the movie actually starts. The movie starts with a random family in a poolside. And yeah, that's pretty much the movie. I didn't really like it. The jump scares got me, obviously. Jump scares always get me. But the story was pretty boring. I'm not going to lie. There was nothing really to it. I felt like it could have been a little bit more exciting. I was quite bored throughout it. I wasn't very entertained. And all the blood and sort of gore in it just felt gross. I didn't like it. I found myself cringing. And I wasn't scared. It was just like, I was imagining how it would feel for it to happen to me. And I was like, that's not good. That's not happy. I don't like that. That's not what I really want to see. Especially the eating glass one, when you saw it stab and slit her neck as she swallowed it. That one was vile. That one was the worst one for me. But yeah, other than that, I thought it was a pretty boring movie. I didn't really care for any of the characters, so I didn't really care if they got affected or not. Lol was just sort of sat there saying, hey, you should have just left the baby. Hey, you should have done that. Hey, why do you care about your family? Just run away and leave. Save yourself. You're causing more trouble by getting yourself into this. Just close the book. Listen to your sister. It is your fault. You know, she was just looking at it in a very cynical way. I was just looking at it like, I want this to stop. I don't want to watch this anymore. This is gross and disgusting. Ew, 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 ew. But yeah, the CGI and special effects and the makeup was absolutely incredible, making them look demonic, putting all the cuts and bruises and scrapes on them looked really real. The animation of them getting cut open and eaten was also really realistic, and I didn't like that. It looked too real for my liking, so I am going to give it a pretty high score for that. The acting, there isn't any familiar, well-known actors in this movie, or not that I could tell anyway. I'm not familiar with many of these people. So, acting was mediocre. It was okay. It was nothing, like, extraordinary, nothing, like, way too over the top. But it was just okay. It felt like some of them didn't really care. At some points as well, like, they wasn't really bothered about what was happening. It was hard for some of them to show some fear. The child actors were really good, which is something that normally isn't too well done in films. Like, the child actors don't normally do that well, but in this film they're quite good. I like how they use some of the shots as well, like this one here, where the woman was sort of behind them. Like, the mum was behind the ant and she was just there, and you could see it moving around in the background. You knew she was there before the character did. I like some of that stuff. I like when you know what's coming before the characters, because it leads to some suspense and some sort of sense of, you know, you want to warn the characters, but you can't. So it's like, you know, but you can't do anything about it. So it does look quite scary at times, or sort of like you fear for the characters sometimes. That's if you care about them, which I didn't really. I'm genuinely running out of things to say. Other than the book, I don't think it has any other connection to any Evil Dead Rise or any other Evil Dead movie, because every other Evil Dead movie, I do believe, starred one actor who sort of did everything. This one had a brand new cast of characters, and the only thing that was the same was the book. And going into this franchise with the newest movie, yeah, wasn't really the best introduction to the franchise, I'm not going to lie. However, I am going to rate this movie a solid, I don't know, where are we going to put this? Where are we going to slot this? It was a very mediocre film, very average horror film, nothing too scary, looked pretty gross, had a very high budget, very high visuals, but we are in a time of sequels. We are in a time of remakes. And if it worked in the past, everyone thinks it's going to work again. That shit don't slide no more. You can't just remake Indiana Jones, remake Guardians of the Galaxy, remake Captain Marvel, remake pretty much every old thing in existence to make it new and fit with the times. That just doesn't work. That nostalgia drip has ended. You can't just bring old shit back and expect us to eat it up. That's not how this works anymore. So, I am going to slot this around the 5 out of 10. Very mediocre, very middle ground movie. It's not good, it's not bad, it's definitely not perfect, but it's an okay watch. I've seen it now. I probably won't watch it again. It isn't one of my favourite movies in the world, But I've seen it now. I can say I've seen it, and that's pretty much all I really wanted from this film. I didn't go into it with high expectations, expecting it to be a masterpiece. But I didn't go in expecting it to be shit either. I just expected it to be like another, okay, this is a remake, let's go. However, I haven't seen the originals, so I had a better perspective on this than anyone else because I wasn't going into this watching it as a remake or a sequel or a prequel or whatever this actually is. I was going in with an open mind, fresh to the franchise, like, okay, how is this going to go? How is this going to start? And yeah, I found it quite boring, and it was pretty long. It was like an hour and a half, and it felt like some scenes dragged, and they tried to keep the suspense for too long that you just were like, okay, this is going to happen now. When is this actually going to happen? Because they set stuff up, but they took too long to execute it. I felt like that was one of the biggest issues as well, because I was waiting for the sister to come in, because we saw that she was turning into a monster, but I felt like it took her too long to turn into that monster, and when she was being revived, it felt like she was taking way too long to come back, because we knew she was still like alive, reviving, but she wasn't doing anything until much later. So, other than that, I hope you all enjoyed this YouTube video. I'll see you all next one. Have a nice day, and goodbye. Evil Dead Rise, 5 out of 10. And there is some links in the description, which I want to talk about really quick here. The first link is going to be to help Thankmas, which is Sean McLaughlin, also known as Jacksepticeye. He's helping World Central Kitchen to feed families over Christmas, to feed the homeless, the hungry, anyone who needs it anywhere in the world. They'll be getting some food thanks to your donations. He's broken many world records with this company and with this charity and with Thankmas. So I'm helping out this year, so please do help in the link below. And the other link is to my other socials. It's my link tree. If you do want to have Tyler Price in your life, you want some a little bit more Tyler Price, you've watched my YouTube videos, you want to see what other stuff I have to offer, that link is for you, because there is my TikTok, my Instagram, my Twitch, my YouTube, everything that I have to offer, boom, it's on there. Go look at it, go check it out, because it's very cool, and it's everything that I have to offer. But other than that, I'm actually done now. All self-promotion and Thankmas promotion done. Goodbye.